Hey, welcome back to the Military Minute. I'm Mike Jennings. And when I was growing up, if you're a millennial or an Xer, which you're probably not if you're listening to this, maybe a millennial, early millennial, but Tootsie Roll ran a commercial with their Tootsie Pops there with an owl, and basically the essence of the question was, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? And of course, they handed this off to the wise old owl to make the answer. And after 3 licks, he just crunched into it, and he said 3. That's all it takes, indicating that this was a really good product and that you're going to want to get to the Tootsie Roll in the center. As you're getting ready to do your plan, and you're executing it, and you're reaching out to people who you think may be a good fit for you, oftentimes the question is, how many people do I have to reach out to in order to find the job that's right for me? And the answer to that is going to be somewhere between 1 and a whole bunch, right? It's not going to be infinity, but it could be a lot, because there's a lot of variables that go into this. But regardless of how many it is that you reach out to, at the end of this process, the good news is we only need 1, because there can only be 1 job that you accept at the end of this process. Now, that doesn't mean that this is the last job that you're going to take in your life. Truth of the matter is the Department of Labor published a statistic. It's been a while now, but basically the statistics said that the average American through their adult life will change career paths 5 to 6 times on average. Not even jobs. I mean, entire career paths will change 5 to 6 times over the course of your career. So if you're going through the military to civilian transition right now, there's one. This will be one of those changes that you're making. So this whole process that you're going through is not something that's going to be permanent either. The days of going and working for one company for the rest of your life in America are extremely rare. About the only places it is that we see this anymore are in some government type positions and in roles that are highly regulated, like nuclear power plants and things like that, where there is the training to get people to a certain level, and the fact that seniority carries with it higher incomes. They're about the only places that are left. Sooner or later, most people are going to end up making a change, but it's not going to be for the reason why you think. When people start thinking about this idea of having to make a change, they're thinking it's going to be for a negative reason. But one of the things it is that you're going to find as you move out into the civilian space is that America is full of opportunity. And when opportunity and timing meet, that's when the magic happens. So right now, as you're going through this process, you're looking for the most ideal opportunity that you can get right now. And if you can get all of the elements of what you're seeking right now, that's great, but your time is limited to when you can take a job and when you're going to run out of money, right? That's the nature of the military process. But in the end, the key is that you can only take 1 job. So the goal is to make sure that the role it is that you find and take is the most ideal job that you have, that you can take, that will actually start you down the path of where you want to go. Because what will happen is, after you develop proficiency in the job that you have been doing, and you're putting value into this job, most of the military veterans that we talk to are looking for something to where they can take the next step. I want to master today's job. I want to find a company where I can grow and get promoted in, and so that I can do more. And that's a great goal. But not every company you work with is going to actually be able to accommodate the goal that you're looking for. So always the first place to start looking for that is inside of the company that you're working with. But if it proves out that the company that you're working for at that time can't handle this next step up in a timeline that you find acceptable, well, that's one of the reasons why you may look outside. The other thing that you're going to find is that sooner or later, you're going to come in contact with a real headhunter. And a real headhunter may very well contact you with a job that is just too good for you to pass up. You realize this is now the right opportunity for you, and you find it's the right time that you could make a move without there being any adverse effects. So getting comfortable with some degree of change in your working life is going to be an important thing to keep in mind in order to grow a career. One of the best ways today not to have a successful career is actually to stay in one place for too long. It's amazing how many veterans we've worked with over the years who have actually stayed with a company, and they'll stay there for 6 or 7 years, and then they'll make a move and go someplace else for a while, and then they end up coming back to the company that they worked for at a much higher level than what they would have been had they stayed on the track where they were. So again, remember, for all of this research and the work it is that we're doing, we're not looking to smack a home run every single time. Look, even baseball players, the best professional baseball players, 400 batting averages means they don't get on base 6 out of 10 times. So if that's the case for people who make tens of millions of dollars a year playing a game at a very high level, how much more so should we be able to give ourselves a break and say, you know what, we're just looking for a base hit. That's the idea. And every time you're taking that shot and you're going to bat, we're looking for a base hit. We want to find a certain number of companies and opportunities that people are interested in you. In the end, we're only looking for one. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Join us again next time.
Thanks for joining the Military Minute. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts so you're notified when a new episode is released. Is there a topic or conversation you want discussed here on the show? Send it to me at scott.cunningham@militaryminute.us.